There's a new season in Strinova that just started the other day when making this video, on March 27 to be exact. Yes, Strinova is getting into its third season and it's called Soul Sovereign. I thought we would check out what's new in here, especially since I recently posted another Strinova video where I was talking about the fact that the game has been losing players. So hopefully a new season and content can help out to boost the numbers a bit, although I'm still waiting for the news when it comes to an upcoming console and mobile device release when it comes to Strinova. Well, in the beginning here you see me playing the new game mode in Season 3 called Outbreak. It's a 12v3 scenario. 3 crystallines that are the infected, if you will, attempt to infect every super string. A super string, by the way, is the name of the characters in Strinova. Whether you survive or hunt, you'll unlock cards from a various selection that grant various effects. And dealing damage and collecting drops also allow you to collect more cards until you become super strong. I haven't played Outbreak that much, since I'm not a huge fan, to be honest, of these kind of game modes. They tend to, at least for me, play more or less the same no matter what game you're playing that has this kind of infection game mode, which usually means that the survivors, or super strings in this case, will most of the time climb up to the highest point or ground possible on the map and pew pew as long as they can before eventually getting infected themselves. I felt that more or less every round and match felt exactly like this. Maybe that's something you enjoy, but it's not really my cup of tea. Instead, I went back to the core game modes and was able to play on some of the new maps in Season 3 and also try out the new super string that is called Mara or Mara. I had fun playing as her and also checking out the new maps, and they felt okay for me, although I can't help though to feel that some maps sometimes feels almost too big, especially when playing on one of the deathmatch modes available. I guess though that it will feel a bit different though when you're playing like Demolition or the Escort mode on the same maps. But talking about game modes, I would still like to see a King of the Hill game mode in Strinova, and maybe some kind of domination or even capture the flag mode as well. The latter could be played maybe on a smaller portion of the already existing bigger maps. But besides new game modes or not, there's quite a lot of new stuff to check out in Season 3, since they've also added a couple or quite a few events that could be of interest for those of you that are playing the game on a regular basis. They've also added a new dorm, and the girl's name is Michelle. Hello, Michelle. But some of the more interesting changes has to do with the core mechanics gameplay adjustments, since they decided to increase the base health from 100 to 130. I don't have a problem with that, since I do prefer a longer time to kill in most games, since you then usually get more interesting 1v1s compared to very fast TTK. However, the 100 base health they had before was also fine for me, so it's nothing I felt was strongly needed to change, but they've done it even so. There's been some base stringification, DMG reduction, reduced from 40 to 33%, and when it comes to weapons, they've improved input for semi-automatic weapons and also improved recoil for all weapons. Weapons also no longer reduce movement speed on hit. For me, these or those kind of changes sounds okay on the paper at least, or looks okay, although I need to play a bit more to feel the actual difference. I guess it's something that many of us won't notice that much if you haven't already played the game a lot. But they've also looked into base damage, rate of fire, speed control when it comes to shotguns, and recoil control as mentioned, reload speed, movement speed, ADS speed, light regen armor, heavy armor, stringified DMG reduction as mentioned earlier. So if you want to know exactly how much and so on, you can go into strinova.org and check out the more detailed information available. They've also made some game mode changes, for example when it comes to ultimate skill changes, and the same goes for string energy network when it comes to the armor upgrades. After I've been taking my time to read through the various updates and also changes and also looking through the newly added content, I have to say that it looks good so far and feels good so far the few hours I've been playing after the actual update. So hopefully Season 3 can serve as a bit of an energy boost into the community as well and help the game. Players tend to have different things that they would like to see happen or change in the game. With that said, I also would like to hear from you what you think about Season 3 so far. Do you think it's good, or are there things or changes you wanted to see in a new season as well that has not been mentioned in the updates or patch notes? They've also put some time into gameplay optimization when it comes to some visual enhancements that also includes mapped optimization, but also optimize the preview effects of throwing tactical items for better visibility. The actual launcher itself has also been updated, so the game can now start in DirectX 12 mode as an option. Alongside with that, they have also taken care of some known bugs that has been there for some time, I guess, for example when it comes to the escort mode, but also some text errors. Yeah, the list is pretty long as you can hear, but it's good since they've now had months to collect this kind of information and also the feedback from players. And with that, they can start to identify problems and possible imbalances also in the game. So hopefully they don't stop here. I'm quite eager to see how they will continue the actual development also after Season 3. So the question is now, when they've done these updates and changes, what they will do next. And I'm thinking again of something I talked about early on in this video, and of course also in my latest video regarding Strinova, which has to do with the fact that there's still no console version out there or no mobile device version. They have talked about this. I haven't seen anything in the actual roadmap that indicates or tell us when it's going to happen. And it's a pity in a way that not everything is in place when they are actually releasing the game. We've seen it quite many times. It has to do with the first initial impression of the game. It's really important that it's good, of course. And also, if you have everything in place when it comes to crossplay, that's even better. Because then you broaden the player base, you get better numbers. Because during the first months, you will start to see what will become the core community of a game. Because there will always be players that stop playing for several reasons. Maybe they don't have the time any longer. Maybe they don't enjoy the game any longer. Maybe they just like to play different games and therefore start to prioritize different. So with that said, I hope it's not too late when it comes to the future also of Strinova, besides good updates and good content being released. And I'm again referring to the release on consoles and mobile devices. And of course also, in addition to that, as some guys also pointed out in the comment section of my other video, marketing is a thing. Maybe push the game also forward to some bigger YouTubers or influencers. It can be good, it can be bad, it depends on how you do it. But I think nowadays, if you're going to stand out, even though if you have a good product, meaning a good game, you really need to be seen, because there's so much out there already that it's really hard for gamers and players, especially if you're a casual gamer and maybe just play a few times a week. There's going to be a lot of games that you've never heard of that someone is talking about on YouTube. Even I, that are keeping track of games, especially in the FPS genre, still gets a bit like surprised once in a while because there's a game coming up that I haven't really heard of. What I'm trying to say here, that also means that it's going to be a lot of competition. So again, marketing in some form is definitely very important, and that also goes for Strinova. With that said, I want to say thank you for watching, and as asked before, if you have any thoughts about the new season when it comes to the updates, the changes, patches, etc., let me know in the comments. And I want to say thank you for watching my video, and take care now, have a beautiful day, and I hope to talk to you soon in another video here on my channel. Later!
Attack from above! Thunderfield, activate! Great work. Resume operation. 5 more kills to win. I'll remember. Souls devoured. They follow me to the abyss.